Welcome to our project of Draw My Life Anastasia edition. In 1917, Russia, the Bolsheviks had been plotting a revolution against the royal family, but the family was not worried. They were the last of the royal blood of Russia remaining. They had been ruling for decades. No one could dare touch them. Until one day, the gates fell, and the family was executed. Years passed, and a rumor began to spread of a long-lost family member of the royal family that was still alive. But who? How? The royal family consisted of 7 family members: Tsar Nicholas, his wife Alexandra, their 4 daughters, and then finally their youngest son. The children were described as having free-spirited personalities. They were shown to be happy-go-lucky and carefree, playing together like normal siblings. Although one of their daughters, Anastasia, was considered a tomboy as well as a troublemaker, this was because she would frequently trip servants that were walking down the hall, hid rocks inside of snowballs, and climbed up everything within the palace. Alexei suffered from a rare genetic disorder called hemophilia. This meant that his blood would never clot after any small cut. This called for the so-called mystical powers of a monk named Rasputin. They believed he could heal their son. Anastasia despised Rasputin and never took medicine when she got sick. Some still believe this is why she had an early death.
Several nannies and maids would regularly report that Rasputin would often visit the children in their rooms. Nevertheless, their mother did not believe the maids, as she was brainwashed by the monk. Eventually, the accusations grew so much the family finally sent Rasputin away. When the revolution was in full swing, the family was forced out of the palace by the communists. They were taken to a house far from St. Petersburg, where the family was housed for several days, until eventually they were led into the basement and shot to death. Shortly after the shooting, the bodies of the Romanovs were taken from the basement and buried in unmarked graves. However, it was discovered shortly after their deaths that, although there should have been 7 bodies in the grave, only 5 bodies were found. This paved the way for rumors to spread that the princess and her brother might have survived this tragedy. Several years later, a woman was admitted into a mental hospital after attempting to jump off a bridge. She did not remember anything about herself, not even her name or where she was from. Eventually, a family member of the Romanovs was admitted into the same hospital, and while there, somehow believed that this random woman was Anastasia. This woman, who went by the name of Anna Anderson, was spirited away by the cousins and relatives of the Romanovs. Everyone celebrated Anastasia's miraculous return. However, the family members went back and forth debating whether this was Anastasia or not. Several members who knew Anastasia personally, as well as some teachers who taught her, were not convinced that Anna Anderson was Anastasia, as she was too proper and obedient compared to the little girl they had known. Anna Anderson eventually migrated to the U.S. while still claiming to be Anastasia. She even went to her grave believing that she truly was the lost princess of Russia. In 2007, new evidence surfaced that 2 bodies were found in the Serbian wilderness. DNA evidence confirmed that the 2 bodies were the lost prince and princess from Russia. Evidence showed that while the rest of the family had been buried, the soldiers attempted to cover the 2 remaining bodies in acid and light them on fire to be rid of them. The story of Anastasia became a phenomenon. The story remains a legend, as if the young princess did in fact survive the execution of her entire family. Thank you for watching our Draw My Life for Anastasia. We hope you enjoyed the video.